We're going to follow up last week's class by going over the identity of the rocks. So back to this one. This rock right here on the left, should have been identified as, rock number 2. The rock in the middle would have been rock number 3. And the far right rock would have been rock number 1. So it would go 2, 3, 1 in that order. So now, as part of today's assignment, you're going to follow up that question by, did you correctly identify the rocks? So that was the last question on the previous assignment, and we're going to add that to the beginning of this one. So you'll write yes or no and explain why you correctly or didn't correctly identify the rocks. And then we're going to finish up this one with the scientific method assignment. So for the scientific method, we're going to practice something that would be useful for elementary school kids by designing an illustrated book that explains the steps of the scientific method that we learned in lecture. So you're going to pick an example to write about. So in lecture just now, we discussed which fertilizer works best, and we made a hypothesis. Well, we had our question, we had our hypothesis, we did the experiment, got our results, and made a conclusion. And so you're going to do the same thing. Here are the requirements. You're going to have a cover page or a title. So if we did the one from class, which fertilizer works best would be the cover page title. Then you're going to have a number on each page, starting with the cover page. So that's the cover page. Once you open it up and you go into the first page, that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to have a page for each step. So we had question, hypothesis, experiment, results, and conclusion. So you should have 5 pages along with your cover page. So the easiest way is to get probably 3 pieces of printer paper, fold them in half, hamburger style, and staple them in the middle if you can, or poke holes and tie string through them to make a string-bound book. And then that way you'll have 6 pages in total for your book. You can do full sheets if you would like, but the half sheets will save you some paper if you need to. Each page is going to have 1 to 2 sentences per page, no more than that. And each page is an illustration. And so this is where you can, be creative. You can draw a picture with markers, matte crayons, Crayolas. You can find pictures off the internet and print them off and put them in. You could do magazines, whatever you want, but it's going to have an illustration and 1 to 2 sentences per page that helps describe the scientific method. It's not going to say, first you ask a question. You'll actually tell me what the question is. Which fertilizer grows best? The hypothesis isn't going to say the hypothesis is an explanation. You're going to actually write the hypothesis. I hypothesize that fertilizer A is going to grow plants the fastest. So once you do that, you are going to submit the assignment through the link on Canvas. So just go back to the page in which you found today's assignments and then submit that under Chapter 1, Practice 2. And you can do pictures, you can scan it as a PDF, whatever method is the quickest and the easiest for you.